giving all honor and glory, and praise and worship to our power.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles, our elder bishops, great millstone, well. Peace, citation to the hopeful elect. Brothers GMS Cleveland branch, Lord willing to bring out an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title that the spirit gave us was it's movie Monday. I know we ain't been here for a couple weeks, but we're trying to stay consistent with that. You know what I'm saying? And movie Monday, the movie we watched today, uh, was Snoden, right on Stars. Okay, and Snoden, all right, was basically dealing with it was like a whistleblower. He
Mm-hmm.
was a part of the CIA,
That's right.
and he went in thinking that his country was one way, and he came out understanding that his country was another way.
That's right.
That's basically the premise of the whole movie. And he whistleblower and brought out documents, important details about
Mm-hmm.
secret missions and secret surveillance and secret plots and schemes that these devils was doing at that time and was planning in the future.
Yep.
And it'd be the spirit of the Lord to jump on these individuals
To do so.
to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And because the Lord said out his own mouth, he said, if Satan is get divided against Satan, how could his kingdom stand? So we understand that what's going on. What his kingdom is being divided.
Mm-hmm.
So why not have a whistleblower? Whether it was planted, sometimes Esau do his planted whistleblowers.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the plan and tell because Esau's prideful like that. But at the same time too, you got ones that are legit. You got ones that are sincere about what they saw, what they was involved with, that they wanted they it completely 180 of what they thought what what they were signing up for was completely the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And like one thing the dude said in the movie, he said, uh, I'm gonna mess it up, but he was basically saying that I don't know if you remember, he said something like that terrorism wasn't
Yep, that was I know what you're talking about. He said that terrorism basically wasn't the issue. Like those
yes.
things you see in those other countries, that's just what they use. That's just the propaganda they use to do the stuff that they're doing in these other countries.
Right. So what you fighting for is actually he said you're fighting for the supremacy
Mm-hmm.
of
America.
America.
Yep.
That's what you're fighting
For
for.
them to be supreme, for them to stay on top. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Cut it up.
you see how they basically it was going into how America is, uh basically like a spoiler alert, if you will.
Yeah.
Basically, one of the things they used and how it all started and what they were doing when he got in was surveillance.
Yep.
They watched millions of people. And to the point where this is a true story, true event that actually took place. You can look into these things, even watch the movie for yourself for the edification. But it was a bunch of surveillance going on that had been let out. But they had the surveillance not only here in America, but also in other countries. So when they would go to these World Economic Forums and they would come to table with these, when they would go to the table with these other countries to sit at the table, they would have basically incriminating evidence, basically like blackmail.
Yep.
And these other countries wouldn't have any other choice but to play ball. And if they
Which they
didn't,
said in there.
yep, and if they didn't play ball, then they had other things set up to where they could invade these countries and now dominate them. And then what nothing these other countries could do because they already had things inside their countries to use against those countries.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. Damn.
So even at the end of the movie, even at the end of the movie, they actually showed the dude's real face. He ended up going to Russia.
Yep.
He's now under Russian supremacy where he's protected, where America can't get to him, to where America, the leaders here in America, right? They wanted to put him to death, right? They still want to bring him up on charges for what he did, right? You know what I'm saying? Because basically they he they the T they would say he's guilty of the T word against America,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna grab this precept, right? In the precept it says it's a Psalm 64, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. right? So, like the brother said, he went in, to the CIA thinking his country was one way, right, being America, but then to find out they operated under a whole different umbrella than what he thought they did.
Hmm.
And seeing those things, right, the dude ended up getting PTSD from it. He ended up getting
Seizures.
going through having seizures from it,
Yep.
right? Not being comfortable in the confines of his own homes because he saw how the technology worked,
Yep.
right? So he even understood that he wasn't safe,
Yep.
right? So I'm gonna read this verse in the NLT. It says, "As they plot their crimes, they say we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning." Right. So that's what it is, right? Because the scriptures talk about how this devil is wiser than Daniel, right? So seeing these, like, even to the point where you understand that when your TVs work when they're not on, right? It's certain things that these devils are using here, are using, and they've been using. And this was in 2016. So
Hmm.
how much more now in 2024 as
Hmm.
we, I mean 2026,
It's.
as we get closer to the mark of the beast,
Hmm.
MOTB.
Yep.
So it says, verse 7, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly, suddenly shall they be wounded. Verse 8, and this the point. It says, and so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And their own tongue fell upon themselves, because here it is, they hired this man on board, right? Sworn in under oath under his country, right? And what did he do? Like the brother said, he whistle blew against them, right? And understanding he whistle blew against them, that's what you have with these 13 scientists, right? Even tying it to real-time events with these 13 scientists that went missing here in America, having the information that they had,
Hmm.
information that the government didn't want out. So now, guess what? Not that it's not necessary to say those scientists are dead, but they're missing and still haven't been found, right? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab this real quick. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna ask chat to define whistleblow.
Oh, that's a spirit. Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna get that too. Let's go. That's a spirit. And like the dude said in the movie,
Mhm.
he was like, yo, he was telling everybody that he came in contact with, basically like y'all are
Mhm.
target now,
Yep.
because for the information he know,
Yep.
what I'm saying, the things he is enclosed, anything
Hmm.
the fact that he whistleblow now, anybody that was in contact with him prior to are now under surveillance.
Yep.
So it's gonna be like the same thing with us, the prophets. Like everything, anybody we came in contact with is gonna be under surveillance. Is under surveillance. I'm saying is under surveillance, bro. You know what I'm saying? All these different platforms, the CIA, FBI, all these different things that they
Yep.
got, all these initials that they got out there, programs that they got, governed by Esau's police force, his task force, right? These niggas is watching us 24/7, bro. They
Yep.
watch all our videos.
Yep.
They know when we go live. They got a 24/7 operation, bro. You
Mm.
know, they clocking. What you think the algorithm? We was talking about the algorithm, the wordplay on YouTube. All that was designed because he had made mention on there. Though they was talking about a profile. Like these, he dude. He's like, what? Yeah, anything you ever said and ever done, they got it in the system because it's connected to the grid. They can always
Mhm.
pull it up. It's a database that profiles you and categorizes you, right? Hence Revelations 12, man. You
Yep.
got it. What you got?
This is the definition for the word whistleblowers. Well, the definition for the term whistleblowers.
Yeah.
It says whistleblowers are individuals who expose information about illegal, unethical, or harmful activities within an organization. And see, here it is. Esau loves to, point the finger at other people for, crimes and things that people do. But here it is. This is the biggest criminal ever known, right? The scriptures talk about how this devil will be a fugitive and a vagabond. And so, we understand the witchcrafts, we understand the war crimes that this devil has committed, all these different things that this devil has done. But the moment somebody sheds the light on what he's doing, now he's mad. Like the brother said, quote, going back to Revelation 12. He
Mm-hmm.
said, "See, the devil knoweth that he had but a short time. That's why he's coming down have a great while." Because what did the scriptures tell us in Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, that in the latter time that the son of perdition will be revealed, and he will be revealed in his time. And
Oh,
that's
that's
speaking
good.
of this
Appreciate
time.
that. Yep.
And so now he's being revealed by what? By their own tongues that are falling upon themselves. I
Yep.
keep bringing out, the lady Marjorie or Majorie Green. She was a part of the United States cabinet or that little office, and she spoke about all those executive orders that Donald Trump signed, and she said that were all those things that he signed would lead to Revelation 13, the mark of the beast. It would lead up to all these different things. So understanding that, right? You seeing everybody speak out against Donald Trump and his cabinet and the things that they're doing. Everybody's not with what he's doing, right? Going back to the quick precept of brother quoted in Mark 3, Lord willing we grab it, but it's showing you how they're divided against themselves because they're all now they're speaking against each other, and it leads to the fall of Esau Edom.
Yep.
So it says, such as a company, government agency, or nonprofit where they work or are connected. They typically report issues like fraud or corruption, right? Violations of laws or regulations, safety hazards, abuse of power, environmental damage. And who else is guilty of all of those things that were just listed, none other than Esau Edom, right? That's what the scriptures entail of. He's a liar, right, from the womb, right? Talk about his blessing is the sword,
Mm-hmm.
right? All these different things, right? This land was built off of rape, robbery, and murder. You go to Nahum the third chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these different precepts that we can go through. Habakkuk 2, he's a proud man, neither keeper at home. All these different things that he's done that they even showed in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But all fingers and all roads lead to Esau Edom.
Yep.
You got it out.
Yep. I got two quick ones
You
real
got it,
quick.
brother.
I'll read this one first. It's
Mm-hmm.
Luke 12:2.
Mm.
For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops.
Mm-hmm.
So uh applying it to Esau Edom, this movie that we watch, it's everything that was exposed in this movie, and it's way more. We understand this, but
Mm-hmm.
everything that was exposed, shit, even that's real heavy information that was exposed on this movie. And you gotta remember that Esau not gonna allow with the Lord not, but Esau, he gonna if it's published in a movie theater or on these platforms, it's something that he wanted you to know. That means that they're past that point. If it was rebellious for these type of movies, it's so past that point that it don't even matter. Like when people rebel with this mark of the beast system,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be past the point. It ain't gonna matter
Mm-hmm.
because they're gonna have to comply. Once Esau get to a certain point, he don't even care because you're gonna have to comply to this,
Mm-hmm.
or it's death involved, and people don't ain't gonna want to die.
That's right.
So they're gonna comply to the system. They're gonna give in to the system. They're gonna bow the bend the knee to all. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
coming. And everything on that movie was in the darkness, in secret. He was revealing top secret information that had to do with, like we said, future events to plan to keep the people in control. Past events that had to deal with keeping people in control. Past events that happened to dictate the future event. No, so all that shit he was revealing had to deal with top secret information, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he told the whole fucking newscast crew that he said, all y'all lives are in danger.
Yeah.
And then he bowed his head at the end. He was kind of like, damn, kind of sad because they brought up his girlfriend name.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody he tied to was gonna be questioned.
Yep.
Because what information do you know? Do you got any documents? We gotta hold you there. We gotta hold you there. What you think? And then why you think the scripture talk about people, friends, giving friends like any? Because they're gonna come for our families and question them about us and say, look, where he at? Do you know this? Do you know that? And and you think them people gonna hold strong to the no, because they wasn't in the war with us. They
Yep.
weren't battling with us, so they gonna give in. So this movie shows you
Mm-hmm.
how how locked in Esau is to when it comes to surveillance in this country, man.
Yep.
He's way more locked in than you think he is, dog.
Yep. That's why you see
Every front.
That's why you see them setting up these damn these basically what they call police states,
Yeah.
where you start to see them trying to use all this artificial intelligence. It is real big in Atlanta. I remember you posted something that said that Cleveland could be next.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because it's all a part of those 15-minute cities that these
yep.
devils are trying to set up. And it's all going to be set up off of a digital system. Like when you moving around, they're setting up where police not going to have to ask for identification. Those cameras in those areas are already going to have been zoomed in on you to
Bro,
identify who you are. That's why you think they're pushing digital ID so bad.
in real time.
Mm-hmm.
In real time, meaning like you gotta understand when we say real time, we talking about like think how crazy that is. Like something that's being recorded through a device is able to
Yep.
be monitored in real time where they don't
Mm-hmm.
have to play it back. So that's where you got like what's the movie Minority Report,
Mm-hmm.
the Thought Police.
Mm-hmm.
They got that going on right now
Yep.
in real time, in real life. So like, yeah, that movie, these movies, Esau prophesy on the left hand side. He show you what's getting ready to happen, and you see it as entertainment. So that when it happens in real life, you see it as entertainment. You don't take it as serious
Yeah.
that it need to be. Like, nigga, you are about to be put in a digital captivity, dog.
Yeah.
And listen, only the Most High know all knowing. He only knows where man is left and right. You know, up and down. Esau is trying to play that. Matter of fact, let me read this real quick. This Second Thessalonians 2:7.
Shalom, Aki.
Shalom, Akim. Yahweh Shashabakathon.
Y'all better show me some thumb.
For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work.
Mm-hmm.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Yep.
The Most High is allowing this devil to get this off, man. This is the Lord's mark. It's the separation between who's his and who's not. That's what this mark of the beast indicates.
Shalom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed,
Mm-hmm.
whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yep.
So here it is. We lit the flame and the Lord gonna
Yep.
bring the
That's
boom.
right. That's right.
That's the brightness of his coming when he
Yep.
come with the fathership and
Yep.
the chariots. But we with the prophets lit the flame. And then you know that little wicked and then it come boom. That's what's getting ready to happen, the big boom. But in the process of that wick being lit, this devil was being revealed.
Yeah.
You know, by us, by whistleblowers. You know what I'm saying?
These other nations,
These other,
they
other nations.
they pointing the finger at this devil now. You know what I'm
Yup.
saying? Talking about how corrupt America is.
Yup.
Hell, even when Russia and Ukraine, when they first started, what did Russia do? They released a Russian icon showing
Yup.
that the prophets were men of colors.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? So you got all these different things that are happening here in these latter times. You feel what I'm saying? Like the brother said, the prophets lit the fire, but see now you got these other nations speaking out. So guess what? Who's being revealed? The man, the man of sin, the son of perdition, right? And you know it's a problem when your own kind starts to speak out against you. You know it's over. So I got one for you.
Yup.
It's Mark 3, and I'm gonna start at 23. And this is Yahweh Shah speaking. He says, he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So with all these different government officials speaking out against this devil, speaking out against this system, with all these different whistleblowers speaking out against this system, with all these, all these different Edomites talking about the corruption that's taking place here in America, right? With all these different, even like the brother said, the prophets, with all these heathen nations that were once in bed with this devil, right? Against, that conspired against Israel to keep Jake down. Now that everybody's pointing the finger at this devil, it's just showing you that the kingdom can't stand, that it's going to fall, right? It's not if, it's just a matter of when now, right? It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. And that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the end of Esau Edom, because you got E divided against E now, even to the point where he's setting up all these different, he signed all these different executive orders. He's setting up this new system. You know it's bad, right? I just making a statement the other day. You know it's bad when other Edomites start crying out for help.
Yeah. Because the system was supposed to be
Yeah,
designed for
for
them.
them, yeah.
Like WIC, all these different programs and
Yeah,
government assistant programs is
yeah,
actually designed for the Edomite.
yeah,
Jake just happened to fall in them positions where they have to need it and use it, and they benefited more, you
yeah,
know, because we the minority, not the majority. I mean, we the majority, not the minority. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, like you said, bro, these niggas crashing out because this system was designed for
Yep,
you.
it ain't profited them.
It ain't profiting. But Amalek, he's greedy, so
Yep.
he's taking it from you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now you crashing out, and then they're gonna make us the face up terror. That's what they're starting to do now. Nigga at the White House, he been thinking about doing this all like nigga got this going on, the manifesto. Like, bro, all right, man. Esau, man. See, that's why this place gotta go, man,
Mm-hmm.
because if we don't listen, if the prophets would call all y'all shot for the prophets, the men of the Lord.
Yep.
If we wasn't here, bro, it would still be loopholes. It
Mm-hmm.
would still be gaps in connecting the dots
Yep.
to our enemy.
Yep.
His plots, his schemes, what's
Yep.
coming next?
Yep. Everything would still be consumed in darkness.
Yeah.
Right, but because of the prophets, right, the deceit is being quenched, you know what I'm saying, corruption is
Bro,
being overcome, like the
bro.
scripture tell you in second Edges, the sixth chapter. You know what I'm saying? Call lawyer like whoo, call lawyer like y'all about you shine. So you see what's happening because of the truth being in the earth. And it's funny because just the irony they had after wherever the fuck that little secret tunnel was at the end of the movie, they had this devil walking out of the darkness
Into the light.
into the light. into the light.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's it's funny because he had to expose the truth.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's just the power of the truth, right? Because they
Yeah.
even talked about I forget the quote that it made, but
Can't you can't you
it
can't
oh that's what it said because he started to bug out.
right.
Once he started to bug out, it's just talking about the truth because the scriptures say he that increaseth in knowledge or in wisdom increaseth in sorrow.
Hmm.
And so it's like the more he learned how corrupt the system was, the more vexed he was. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? The more it made him want to speak out. And so you know what I'm saying? And I ain't calling no Israelite, but that's the light that we share. That's light that we have, you know what I'm saying, as we continue to shed the light on this devil, as we continue, especially as we continue to shed the light on this devil, and Jake can't see it.
Yeah.
Because this message is for 2/3 of our people. Well, this message is for the Israelite, the Negro, Latino, Native, and Semi Indians.
Hmm.
But even 2/3 of our people that refuse to come back and hearken into this message. Because it's coming a time they're gonna wish they had a hearken into this message. Because
Hmm.
we're telling you all the traps that this devil is setting for you, but Jake is not Jake won't come to the light
Yep.
so they can use the flashlight in the dark to see what the fuck they walking at.
Yep.
Instead, they're being ensnared and trapped in these plots and schemes that these devils are setting up. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Because when we read it, I'm gonna read it again if I can.
Hmm.
Psalm 64, like literally, this is this devil mindset. When you read Psalm 64 and verse 6, and I'm gonna read it in the NLT, it says, and they plot their crimes. They say, we have devised a perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. So these devils got tricks and schemes and all type of plots that motherfuckers can't see to the point that they play in your face. Right? And that's what he was exposing, how these devils play in your face.
Hmm.
To the point he couldn't even tell his woman about certain shit that was going on. He just started acting crazy in the house, and she like, what the fuck going on? Like,
Yep.
what's to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? He putting tape over a mirror on camera screens on the computer, all type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because he understood how this devil's technology worked. And it's deep, and that's what it's if they put it in a movie, you know what I'm saying? They did a movie on this. So how much more? And like I said, in real time, and that's 2016, how much more that technology has advanced to 2026?
Yeah, and that's what the public is have access to. Anything the public have access to, they have been had that for years. Like the GPS, when it came to the public,
Yep.
they been had the GPS, the navigation system, and all that. GPS was an army tool. So the point is that this devil, he's when you think he's sleep, he's up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got a scripture on that real quick. This is Job. Uh, I ain't brought it out in so long. I used to bring it all the time. All right, this is Job. Damn, where is it at when it say is it Job? Not Job 10. I'm drawing a blank. Where is that when it say
Just paraphrase for me.
in the house in the darkness in the light in the morning they practice it and they link up with that scripture.
Oh, hold on. I think it's
Job
uh
damn, the landmarks, they remove landmarks.
that's Job 23, I believe.
No, not 23.
Think so, brother. Or 24. Yeah, it's 24.
It's 24. Okay,
Yeah,
I was in 21. The
it's
water.
24. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this all right, this Job 24. The water.
What
I'm
else?
gonna go straight to the point here. Why I smell shot. It says in I just read it real quick. This is 13. This is 13. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and the night is as a thief. So this man, he rides with the light, but at night he's as a thief.
Mm.
This man has a 24/7 operation going on against the Israelites, bro.
Bro, and it's so cold, bro. That's why I say, bro, you gotta watch that movie Dark City, bro. The
Mm.
apostles was just talking about
You
that
watched
because,
it?
like, yeah, I watched it last night.
Okay, okay.
Because dude ended up waking up, but like basically, like they were trying to indoctrinate his mind.
Mm.
And when they would try to indoctrinate his mind, when they was trying to indoctrinate his mind one night, he ended up waking up. So the dude that was trying to indoctrinate him in his sleep, he ended up fleeing. You feel me? Ended up
Mm.
running. But basically, the whole city would shift at night, and they were reprogramming everybody's mind.
Damn,
And he had to tell the
damn,
detective, he was like, "When's the last time you seen the daytime?"
Damn.
And the detective had to tell him to shut up because he like, damn. Like every time I'm doing my business at night, it's like I ain't seen days and years. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? It's crazy as fuck.
Damn.
Just to the point you making.
Yeah. Damn, that's mighty in itself,
Yeah,
cause
this a dark city, bro.
I
You
get
feel
it.
what I'm
I
saying?
get it. I
Because
get it.
like we were talking about earlier, like bro, it's like bro, it's like a jail cell, bro. It's like
Yeah.
it's the same thing over and over again. I was talking
Yep.
to another brother about this the other night, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, we need to be free from this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because like you said, bro, this devil like he practicing this shit at night, like this his witchcraft, his sorcery, that's all this shit, and
Yep.
that's why the Heavenly Father got the truth in the earth to
Yep.
dismantle that, to destroy those strongholds,
Yep.
to take the chains off of people's minds. You feel what I'm saying? To wake people up to what's really going on. But now with such an arising, now he like, hold the fuck up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I got to come with the sword in a minute. All this goddamn, all this trickery and shit ain't working no more. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he said the Lord out his own mouth, he said we are the children of the light
Mm,
day,
yup.
not the children of the night. So a lot of things on the left hand side
Mm,
occur during the nighttime, like clubs and
mm,
matter of folly happen
yup.
during the night, like the darkest hours of the
Yep.
night.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Where the light don't dwell, and that's how this devil move. He move in secrecy. He move in
Mm,
darkness. He move in, that's what the scripture says. It says in the dark they uh no 15. I'm gonna read 14 again. The murderer rising with the light, kill up the poor and needy, and in the night as a thief. Right? He do all his plots and shit in the darkness. Then when the sun rises, the actions are laid out. All right, and then and now the poor and the needy is murdered, man.
mm,
Whether through food, whether through vices, and whether
mm,
whatever it is, man. All the thing how a poor and needy is consumed, it comes from the plots and schemes that is set before them,
yep.
right? A reason why another black so-called black man kills another so-called black man is because of the plots and the schemes that set before him, the things he lacked, and you know what I'm saying. Obviously, outside of the curses, it says, "The eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, No eye shall see me in disguise of his face. In the dark they dig through houses, which they have marked for themselves. In the daytime they know not the light." So these devils that's ruling, they don't know the light or the ways of righteousness. But at night, that's where they making all their
Yeah,
plots and plans and schemes, and you know what I'm saying?
bro. Like even the shit with Donald Trump, the Project Oppenheimer, all these different
Yep.
events, they took place at night. When they went and got Maduro at night,
Exactly.
they like because he said they marked
Yep.
those, they marked those,
Yep.
they marked where they. Okay, boom, they scoping that shit out in the daytime. Like, look, we're gonna hit these
Yep.
motherfuckers. We're gonna hit them. We're gonna hit them. But
Yep.
hold on, we ain't gonna hit them right now. We're gonna hit them when everybody sleep. We're gonna hit them goddamn when everything slow down, when everything stop. And that's how them motherfuckers move. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. And
Real talk.
And like the nigga said on the movie, because he was fucking going. That's when he even was vexed anymore. He was finding out that not America is not. I mean, the niggas who's in charge, they're not just surveilling America. They're surveilling the whole
Whole
world.
world.
He talking about this China. He was talking about what's out of China outside of China. What spot he say? No,
Taiwan.
was it not Taiwan? Not North Korea. Damn, I can't remember. Boy, I getting tired as fuck. But it was some type of Moabite looking spot. I can't remember, man. I want to say Japan. Why the opportunity I showed was Japan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was Japan because he was talking about it couldn't do Russia because Russia is allied. I mean, China because China is allied with Russia and
Mm-hmm.
Iran and all that. So he mentioned Japan. How remember he was like he could shut. He had clicked the mouse
Yep.
and he was showing how like if anybody that they set anybody rebelled against the setup, it's lights out.
Yep.
That's what he was saying.
Done.
So that's how they move. Like that's what this whole I had the lesson on it, man. It was some heavy information. I'm gonna have to rewatch it myself because the spirit led, the spirit led down some other holes that was pulling out some information dealing with the regime and the whole thing. Because Trump was using words like regime change,
Mm-hmm.
shit like that, bro. That's a heavy term and heavy saying, within the media because that's what the dude was saying in the video. Trump was saying that a regime change needed to happen in Iran. Meaning, what he's really saying is that he need to put somebody in there that is under the same umbrella and thought process that they are,
Yep.
so that they can continue moving forward with the plans that they got.
Yep.
That's what they did. What they you mentioned
Maduro.
Maduro.
Mm-hmm.
That was Venezuela.
Venezuela. Yep.
Venezuela Maduro got taken out of Venezuela, and then they put the chick in there,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the first things Trump said out his mouth was that she was on board with their plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was saying. She was down with the get down.
Yep.
So they need to put niggas in place that's down with the get down, even if they didn't put them in place per se, they approach the niggas that's already in place, and you got to get down with the get down, man. And this nigga Snowden, the movie Snowden, he was seeing all this shit and like, yo, hold up, these niggas is the biggest terrorists. These niggas is the destruction group. These
Yep.
niggas is
They the problem.
the murder. They the problem.
Mm-hmm.
He like, hold on, we gotta expose the fucking problem, bro.
Yep. Like he realized like these other countries don't be it. Like the shit that
Yeah,
that's the shit they paint in the media.
yes,
And
bro.
that's why even our apostles tell us like it's good to watch other news media outlets, you know what I'm saying, so you can get the real. Cause America, like when you watch their news media outlets, yes, some of it is informative. I'm not gonna say it's not. Some of it is, but there's a lot of witchcraft and sorcery attached to it if you don't have the eyesight or the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to see through those plots and schemes that they put before you.
Yep, exactly, bro. And that's why it's imperative to have the spirit because the
Mm-hmm.
spirit is that how you think we talking like this, bro? We ain't at Esau meetings. We don't
Mm-hmm.
know anything about Esau in terms of this physical secrecy and cave private rooms that this nigga have.
Mm-hmm.
We everything we have in our brain is through the spirit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we're liking it to like this nigga Snowden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To the point that he went to his savior.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he went to Russia.
Yep.
And we went to our savior,
Yep.
which is Yahweh Shai.
Yep, and it's cold too. Even that you make that that you make that comparison, because when you look at it, here it is. The Lord now had us in America. The
Mm-hmm.
Lord at one point in time we lived at the Gentile state of mind. We lived out the course of the ways of this world. We know we've been in the land. We know how it work. We know how this shit move. And now that the Heavenly Father has endowed us with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures to see through these things, now we're telling you everything that's wrong and how corrupt this place is. You
Yep.
feel what I'm saying? And Donald Trump, you know, that's a part of his plan too, is to roll on everybody that speaks against his agenda. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? And who's gonna fall first under that umbrella? The prophets.
Yep. Because Trump said he said the enemy is within.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about the prophets. He meaning the enemy is within his own home. America, that's the
Yep.
home. You know, the backyard. You know, the enemy within. That's what he kept promoting, and they was promoting that. I mean, he was saying that on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was saying like, yeah, man, you got. He said they're not just watching this. I forgot how he put it, but he said they're watching you, cause you're the threat. You know what I'm saying? They allow every religion to come here, every form and facet of way of life to come here
Mm-hmm.
as a trap.
Yeah.
Now we could trap you, cause now we can say this is a problem. And we need to be like China. We need to be like
Yeah.
here, where they have one, boom. They have one, what nigga. That's how the world always been. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you let this melting pot in, now you could make a reason for you need to correct the melting pot. Nah. People got too many thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And people could rebel. They got too many. Nah. Let's do. You know what I'm saying? Now you could
Mm-hmm.
bring an algorithm in.
Yep.
Now you could bring this structure in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's literally order out of chaos. Babylon, America's nothing but chaos.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So anything above the way it's ran is automatically will be going into a form of order.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because this place is completely out of chaos. You know what I'm saying? If you had a separation between Edomite bathrooms and Jake bathrooms, that you know what I'm saying? Like so that in itself will be a way that Babylon is being corrected. And this is what we saying. We're here to expose the secrets of Esau that only the spirit could reveal. You know what I'm saying? We highlight the secret plans of Esau, and these movies complement what we're saying. You see what I'm saying? So now you think Esau gonna keep allowing this to happen? Eventually, we're not gonna be able to sit here on this couch and do a live video telling you this man's plans. What he plans to micro C hip you. He plans to put you in concentration camps, make you a digital slave. He plans to take your livelihood away even more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You never was free. Okay. It's all called the illusion of choice. He plans to be a god. He plans to have immortality. He plans to stop Israel from being able to repent. He's trying to offset the prophecies to stop Yahushua from coming. This is his plans, bro. This is what we telling you,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm saying? And like whistle bros like this and what is it, Snoden and all these different movies, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really through the spirit,
Yeah.
man. Here it is that this Israel Jake is the most movie loving niggas in the world, bro. And you mean to tell me all these movies they watching? Look, you peeped that when I don't know if you peeped when I clicked it, it said watch again.
Yeah.
I ain't
Mm.
never watched this.
Yeah.
This came from Shorty shit.
Yeah.
So that means she watched it.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Jay watching shows like this.
Mm.
They watching shows like this. They watching movies like this, and still can't pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? And this is why the prophets is so important, because we telling you that this devil playing. We telling you this nigga about to make a move, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that that nigga was willing to give up his whole life for that,
Yeah, he
for
was.
the truth.
He did.
And this is how we are. We willing to give up our life for the truth, man.
Mm.
Just so this devil can stop his madness, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got something, bro?
No, sir. Oh, hold on. Oh no, I ain't got nothing, brother.
All right, let me read this next verse.
Okay.
Job 24 and now I'm gonna read 16 again. In the dark they dig through houses which they have marked for themselves. In the daytime they know not the light, for the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadows of death. Right, you're liking it to these niggas, man. Isaiah 65, you prepare a table for their truth. You keep this place of flowing and going. You give in, you been in need to buy all that, right? You worship. Hey man, you gonna die the death of an Edomite, and this is what's coming, right? You got the prophets warning. You got movies like Snoden, Book of Eli, and Matrix, and it's the prophet's job to break the deep things down of life to you to make them simple so that you can continue to move forward. That's the prophet's job.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what you starting to see when you go to hold on, I'm go back to Second Thessalonians in verse 10, 2 and 10. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish,
You got something too.
because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved.
Ooh.
And it came from with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the mark of the beast, the digital world, the digital technology, the 15-minute city, merging man with machine, you know what I'm saying? Starting wars with Iran, starting wars with here and there, doing this, doing that, the digital currency, 250-year anniversary. All this shit is a facade, and it all has to deal with deceivableness and unrighteousness.
Yep.
It's all leading you to your death.
Yep, that's right.
And this man, Snowden, he was one of the smartest niggas to crack the codes, and he did it the fastest and the most, and he built programs and did this and that. They stationed this nigga here and it. Bro, this nigga was seeing this shit from the inside, like, yo, my girl was talking about this. So like, let's paint a picture real quick. Here it is. The prophets is talking about this and describing certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and we like his girl in the movie. That's how we are.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about they call it liberals, and she was voting for Barack Obama instead of
Yep.
McCain, and because the Democrats is supposed to be for the people, for what's right, the poor, the needy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why this need to change because we're lacking here. And then you had the other side, left versus the right. So we're liking it to his chick that was in the movie telling him, yo, the government is corrupt. The ones who's spearheading you is corrupt. The ones who's feeding you and giving you your livelihood is this and this that. They're against the Most High. They're against this. They're against the right. You know what I'm saying? They promote Moism. They promote all the isms in the world. They give you your religion. They give you your food. They give you your yes and your no. They give you your yes and your no's. You know what I'm saying? And we're liking it to his chick. You know what I'm saying? To the point that we like, yo, no. This is one way, and then everybody else is like, no, this is one way. They think they right, and we think we right. Well, we know we right.
Yep.
Because we could tell you about your government without being at the table, man. And that's what this movie showed. It showed how how you could be right about the government outside of being at the table. She was telling this nigga about certain shit, and he's at the actual table. That he found out later. You know what I'm saying? But he was at the table of certain shit she was saying, and he ended up finding. That's why he started bugging out. He like, oh shit, like what the fuck? He went from voting for John McCain to voting for Barack Obama.
Yeah.
It showed his change in his mindset. Come on, man. You got it, bro. Shit, we ain't got nothing else, bro.
This song
You got it.
62-1. I'm just read the first season, we
Yep.
close it.
Yep.
It says to the chief musician, Michelle, a psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Abimelech. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of Yahweh endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Salah. It says, Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. Yahweh shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. And that's what's gonna happen to you devils for all the lies, the witchcraft, the sorcery, all this bugged out shit you devils be into. You feel what I'm saying? Even to the point where the one clip they watching the man have they watching him get it in with his woman. The scriptures even tell you the Lord don't even know the way of a man with a woman with his wife, or a man with his woman, or a man with his wife is made. And here it is, these devils looking in on this the man get down with his woman. You feel what I'm saying? To the point he can't even get into. At first he
Yeah,
into it,
yeah, yeah.
then he stopped getting into it how he was into it because he started looking at the computer screen be left open, and he like, what the fuck? So make it
Yep.
bring back even to the point of the movie where he was showing this one chick that was married to like this government official in another country. His daughter was married to a dude, but they showed how they did because they were digging into everybody's lives through the phones, through the technology. It was like where he's over here illegally. So then they deported them. Then his girl, the
Yeah.
dude, supposedly in the movie, the dude's daughter ended up eating a bunch of pills, killing herself. And then they took dude out, got him drunk, and then was finna frame him
Mm-hmm.
for a DUI
Mm-hmm.
just to wake him up and make him sit it. They were gonna give him a plea, but he was gonna have to accept the plea to give conspiring information against his country.
Yep.
So it show you just how these devils get down, man.
Yep.
And these devils gonna go down for this type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Real talk. Cause the scriptures talk about, man, Babylon have been the golden cup in the Lord's hand, and all the nations are drunken, and therefore all those nations are mad. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? And the top of that, this is Israel, man. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is mad because they touched the apple of his eye. You feel what I'm saying? So here it is, man. Listen, like even in scripture taking Isaiah 14 in the kingdom, how the elder apostle always going to it in the kingdom, Isaiah 14 and 9, how the nations long dead to see this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
They wait to see this devil get brought down.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we can't wait to see this devil get brought down, these other nations waiting for it too. That's why you starting to see all these nations conspire against this devil all together, like it tell you in Obadiah. Those same motherfuckers that were confederate against him, they ain't confederate with him no more. They're against him.
Yep.
They using his tactics. They patting him on the back, they hugging him and stabbing him at the same time.
Yep.
Real talk. So it's over with for Esau Edom. Like I said, man, they own tongues falling upon themselves. So we wanted to do that review. You know what I'm saying? Showing you, man, like, and that was in 2016. And you got a lot more motherfuckers now than Snoden whistleblowing on this devil. And that's why Donald Trump getting ready to come down with the sword.
Yep.
Because they know they running out of time. Everybody's speaking out against these devils.
Yep. Technology
Yep.
increased,
Yep.
so you got more like access to shit,
Shit.
ways to explain what you're
Yep.
trying to say.
Shit, his own technology telling on him. You add
Yep.
chat telling on his
Yeah.
ass.
Break it down, everything.
Yep.
How we break it down.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Your own system is failing against you.
Yep.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
which we prophesied that too.
Yep.
That's in the scripture.
Yep.
You know, like you quoted earlier.
Yep. Psalms 19 and 4.
Yeah, yeah, yep,
Yep.
yep. On tongue falling against you, man.
Yep.
So, hey, man, Lord willing, this lesson was. You ain't got nothing else.
Oh, that's it.
Lord willing, lesson was edifying, man. It was just a quick review.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't really going to a lot of it, but pretty much the premise of it, man.
Yep.
You know, and that remember it stemmed. Well, don't remember, but it stemmed from the terror attack,
Yep.
the Twin Towers.
Yep. Yep.
Because it was from 2003 or 4 to 2013.
2021, 2001.
You know what I'm saying? And that
Yep.
was only 2 years after.
Yep.
So they was trying to develop systems and programs, and they was feeling like they fucked up as a country because he was like, my generation let that happen. Your generation, don't let your generation. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying shit like that and shit, man. So he was, uh, he was like brains and something else didn't stop this from happening because the nigga was real smart. But it was the way he did it. It was the way he was able to figure out how to conduct um what he did and to be able to move up in rank in the CIA, how he conducted it and how fast he did it and how he broke it down, showed them that this was the man, one of the men that they needed for the job
Yep.
to whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was beyond brains, it was beyond whatever else he said. It was the principle of how he did it and how he conducted himself when he came to maneuvering through the system to figure out the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
these devils, and like we make mention all the time, they showed you that on Avengers, like
Yep.
Black Panther. They went to go to get his I think his sister went to go get Keisha at her college dorm room to because she was real smart. They went to go get her and to recruit her.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that shit all the time, man. So this movie it showed a lot. it showed a lot of details in in a sense, not a lot as far as we can get, you know what I'm saying, as much as we can get, but it showed enough to give you a glimpse of how this devil deal when it comes to his surveillance. Cause we already know this. You know what I'm saying? We already know this.
Yeah.
But the point that this nigga said, he said, bro, they typed in one word and it popped up everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, bro. So how much more when this new 6G system come about, man? You know what I'm saying? You could go to your local phone company right now, a local phone store right now, and they'll pull up your thread of all the text messages you've seen. So how much more the government, man? You know? So yeah, man, Lord willing, this is edifying. We like to give honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakakwadash.
double honors to our apostle, elder bishops, great millstone, we well. Peace, citation, hope for lake. Till next time, Bible boy.
Baba Ba.
Shalom.
Shalom. Kwame Shalom.
Shalom.